Welcome to another episode of Searching for MacGuffin with your hosts, George,
Gabe,
and Link.
We didn't plan out this intro.
I thought it was
the topic today.
I thought it was a very good intro.
It was just the...
Top 10 intro we've ever had.
Okay. I wonder if the music
What
is
are
still
your other
playing,
top 10
or
intros
is
that
it
we've
going
had?
Last week's was pretty good because I remember it.
What was
Nah.
Yes, and why is that?
It was a good one. I think the first time we did the scissoring thing, the acclaim thing, that was a good one too.
The 16th time you did it was a good one.
It was also a good time, yeah.
Yeah.
The second to last time we stopped, we did it. I can see why we stopped doing it. I actually got cut in my webs. Like you had like actual blades in your, or maybe your webs here are pretty.
I don't think humans have
Deal.
webs in their fingers.
I don't know, man, but I think those things cut me.
What were those things that in Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man, that like come off of his fingers?
Phalanges.
Digitals.
I don't know what they're called.
Like
man.
grip?
Spider.
Like
yeah,
those little things that like
little
pop
things
up.
Little
that
hair?
Spiders have.
Yeah, like spider hairs.
Follicles.
They were hairs?
But those things are
Yeah,
powerful.
they're hairs. Yeah.
Isn't that the reason how he's able to walk on?
Spiders have that.
But does he have that or his suit has that?
I mean, according to Sam Raimi, according to Sam Raimi, but no.
So does it just go over his suit?
Yeah.
Folliculorum.
Close.
Wait, but he has a good point. Does it go over the suit or
No, in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, the suit is just spandex, so it goes right through the suit.
Mm.
He can't wear shoes, but like we know that there's a
How
bunch
come he's
of...
not hairy?
So he's just like shaved like from head to toe.
No, because
Except for the fingers.
no, because I mean, they go through the hair too. Like spiders have hair.
Yeah, how come
Also.
he's not hairy?
But like like he wouldn't be like a hairy chest Spider-Man if he had like
Exactly.
chest hair? Or like hair on his legs
he
or
wouldn't
calves?
be-
yeah, you know what?
I think he just has them on his fingers and
Henry
feet,
Cavill should be
and, like,
Spider-Man.
I don't know, toes. We don't really see him curl his toes or
His
anything.
hobbit feet.
We've never seen Toby's feet in the Spider-Man movies. That's true. I don't think.
Only if you're subscribed to his OnlyFans. Have you?
His holy fans.
Oh, yeah, his OnlyFans. It's the Bible studies he does. He turns the pages with his feet.
I think you found the name for
For-
your side hustle. Yeah.
For a side. I always thought it'd be a good idea to do like a Bible study version of OnlyFans.
Holy fans.
OnlyFans, and that makes sense now.
That is
Whoa,
a great.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Shoot, we're
trademarking
trademarking that right now. Yeah.
So, but that's not what we came to talk about today.
We came to talk
There you
about
go.
Marvel because
It's in shambles.
apparently
Okay,
we're not
we're
the
alarmists.
That's what everyone is saying. It's in shambles.
we're not the only fans that think it sucks.
Okay.
But we are the holy fans
That also think it sucks.
that are. Yeah, I think it sucks too. Maybe.
All right, let's get it out of the way. Marvel used to be a big conversation driver on this show.
Yeah, top 10 episodes.
We had like a month like just of that.
Yeah, and actually, it's so funny because we started like catering to like oh, everybody listens. when
all
we
those
talk about
Marvel fans. Yeah,
But then
people stopped listening.
yeah, they didn't like those episodes didn't really pay dividends,
Mm.
and also the box office.
So what you're saying is that Marvels is not doing well because our fans stopped listening to our episodes about Marvels, and therefore that's why Marvels is in shambles.
Bob Iger, give us more money.
There you go, Iger.
I agree. Oh, he's the guy, right? Who was it in? Oh, Chapek was in his interim.
Chappie?
Bob.
Yeah, the two Bobs. This all started. Okay, so we haven't talked about Marvel for a long time, at least not on any focused
Yeah, we've taken a break from it.
from the MCU specifically. We've talked about the
talked
Spider-Man
about-
games. Nobody talks about comics anymore.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
But go watch that episode with Socrates.
yeah, but
About
even
comics.
then, that's about older comics.
Comics, yeah.
because nobody talks about.
No one reads comics now.
You know, Spider-Man like can't be, married or
Yeah, he can't do
happy.
Yeah, he has to be
or
depressed.
An adult with a job. Yeah,
He has to be late on his bills always.
yeah.
Spider-Man
This
must
was the
have
game before.
terrible credit score.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's always just running off.
Makes sense.
But this all started the idea of coming and talking about the MCU again because of a certain Variety article that that was released a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And right now, when we're recording this, we're on the precipice of a turning point for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which, that's an interesting name because it encompasses so much more, right, than just cinema nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's spread on to the silver screens movies, right? So,
You're educating me.
what do you call TV? Small screen
golden
sounds
screen.
diminutive. I don't think so.
The golden screen.
The tube,
The tele.
okay, yeah, in
The telescreen.
telescreen. Okay, so anyways, we decided to come to talk about this because we just got like an info dump of kind of what I think a lot of people had suspected, but a little more behind the scene. Now, some of it is speculation, although Variety is a pretty reliable source. But Marvel has come out and like disputed, like, oh, that's not true. That might not be true. That's not really. Yeah, we'll see about that. But anyways, the whole point is, like you said, Marvel is in shambles, or at least that's the, what is it, societal conversation that's happening.
I've seen TikToks where someone made a compilation of other podcasts talking about it, and it literally says like every content creator saying Marvel's in shambles, Marvel's in shambles, Marvel's in shambles. So I thought maybe if we say that, the algorithm will put it up there. Yeah.
So Danny, put that in the episode description.
Marvel in shambles.
Hashtag Marvel's in shambles. Or whatever the appropriate hashtag is.
Yeah.
This started with the impetus for this article was the Marvel Creative Summit. You guys know what this is?
I do now.
Yeah, I do now because
Okay.
I read the article.
Okay. Full disclosure. Yeah. So what is it then?
It's like all the writers get together on a weekend vacation in Palm Springs, and they they plan the next few years of Marvel.
Now, before we get into what they discussed and what they covered, I just want to take a quick second to reflect on the fact that I kind of want to have a creative summit. Is that weird?
We did it one time, remember?
Yeah, remember we were in that one team.
Yeah, we had like a, what was it? We created our own studio.
Yeah, exactly. And we had a creative team and we had a creative summit and we went for a weekend and we had like
a writing
workshops. Yeah, we had and like designated time to
Yeah.
produce content. That was kind of fun.
It was fun. I don't think anything productive came from there, right?
Well, I was just reflecting on it. We tried to do too much. I mean, we were a lot younger, right?
Yeah.
So our goal was like
Ambitious.
we're gonna break off and do like 15 different projects, right? So everybody did like pre-production on like 10 different things.
Yeah.
And then that's
that
where
never
they
worked,
ended, right?
yeah.
So if maybe we would have focused on,
On
one
one thing.
project, but you know, when you're young, you're ambitious and that's what I'm saying. I think
that's what maybe that's what's happening in Marvel.
they're just
Can't,
all that.
maybe we should share our experiences with them.
Oh.
You get me? Like coach them.
Feige, come on, man.
Come
You
to
can't
us.
just do all this stuff
Yeah.
at the same creative summit. You know,
I mean,
How old do you think you are?
That is the gist that I got from this article.
yeah, that's fair. I didn't even make that connection. Is that weird that I shared the anecdote and didn't realize that seems to be exactly what
It's all connected.
What's crazy is that Palm Springs, like, why not a better place?
Where's Palm Springs? That's in California, right?
I have no. It's not in Arizona.
I thought it was in Florida when I read it, and then I was like, wait,
No,
that's
there's
not
that
what
movie
Palm
with
Springs
Andy
is.
Samberg
No,
and the
it's-
mom.
I'm
pretty sure it's in Arizona.
California.
I'm pretty sure it's in California because Sonny Bono, Cher's ex-husband, who died tragically in a skiing accident, was the mayor of Palm Springs.
No, bro. Palm Springs is a desert.
Why did you look at me like?
Palm Springs is a
I
desert.
forgot that he was the mayor.
You know what? He's a desert in that Palm Spring movie with Andy Samberg.
The
Palm
the
Springs.
fan one, the super fan.
No, it's called Palm Springs.
I've never heard of that movie.
What? It's their version of Groundhog's Day, and it's actually pretty good.
What? I need to. See
Yeah,
this.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's
It's
done.
in Riverside.
It's done
California.
by. Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's done by the Lonely Islands.
The Lonely Islands.
Yeah.
I think they're just the Lonely
The
Islands.
Lonely Island.
Okay. One Lonely Island.
Yeah, altogether they're a Lonely Island. So this creative summit. Apparently, there's a leak in Marvel because somebody just blabbed.
I wonder if the leak was one of the people that they're later going to talk about.
Oh,
Mhm.
intrigue, gossip, political. This is to me.
Let's coach Feige. Hey, don't fire someone because then they might leak information.
So he just needs to keep everyone
Keep everyone,
employed.
yeah.
all
I
the
feel like they
time.
sign NDAs for that.
Well, I mean, that's what a leak is. right? You leak it out
feel
through
like
the back
that's-
door.
That's
Do
is
not
a-
look at me like that when I say that.
what?
Oh,
I didn't catch it until you
Oh.
said it. Question: I feel like NDAs are kind of pointless.
non-disclosure agreements. You think that they don't serve a purpose?
No, because I feel like if I sign one, I'm gonna tell Gabe, bro. I'm gonna tell you the
So-
situation.
So maybe when you say that you think NDAs are pointless, you really mean that a non-disclosure agreement with you specifically is pointless.
I mean, I don't know if it's pointless because they're just gonna sue the crap
That
out
is
of
true
them.
too. So actually, they're probably even.
Oh, that's
more
what it is. They
useful.
sue you.
Yeah, you agree. Yeah.
So I wouldn't
You're
be able to
financially
share.
liable.
So I wouldn't be able to share it with Gabe, bro.
If you
would
did,
be
you'd
able
be
to,
able-
but if they
you'd
find
get
out,
sued.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
if I ever sign one
Which
and
is
I
why I was
tell
like-
you what happens, you come down with me. So don't tell no one.
Oh 'cause
No, you're the leak.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, how do we wanna?
where do we start off, right?
Yeah.
Other
there's a
than
lot.
other than them, getting together, their creative team, and planning what the next. I don't want to say 10 years because
I mean, I think there once was like a 10-year plan.
they
I
were
mean, the
there
thing
until
is-
2026, right?
I mean, I guess that all starts like off of the success of the previous 10 years
Right.
of
Yeah.
Marvel throughout like the first 3 phases of it, and they basically just reshaped the industry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the themes that I got from this article was that, with the rewards and acclaim that they got from those films, from building that cinematic universe, I guess they were just trying to innovate again, and like try to bring in TV shows, bring in more things, and just thinking that throwing more money at something will solve the issue of like what to do next or
Yeah.
where to go.
Yeah. How long have we been on this TV ride? Like 2 years now?
2020.
Yeah, whenever WandaVision came out, right?
Yeah, which was like-
21? January 21.
And
Yeah.
and that's with Disney Plus because there were other shows before
Mm-hmm.
Agents of Shield and
Oh, that's true.
Inhumans,
Yeah.
yeah, you get me?
Yeah. They were more like
but those were,
tangential.
yeah, those were telly.
But I think more of like trying to like these are trying to connect them to the main like movie universe that we have.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that was the pitch, was like they're basically movies.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we were sold, and I think we were excited three
No.
years ago.
Oh, yeah, for
when-
sure.
I was excited about it because I was like, because it took me back to that moment like with Winter Soldier, like how it's like you have
Yeah.
Winter Soldier, then you go you have Agents of Shield, then you go watch Winter Soldier, and like how it's happening concurrently, and that was the type of thing that I was gonna get. Like we'd be able to watch the movies, and then like something's gonna happen in the TV show that it's gonna be relevant and important to something that I'm gonna watch in this film coming up. Let's say like the episode drops on a Wednesday or Tuesday, and I'm gonna be able to watch it like on Thursday, and then something that's like that'll connect to it,
Mhm.
which is what I really thought was gonna happen between like Spider-Man and Hawkeye and all that. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're happening like in the same place.
Yeah, like around the
Around
same time, like they
And-
made a point to like have it around Christmas.
Bro, all you had to do was show a little bit.
Yeah. It's funny because you mentioned it's all connected, which was the Marvel tagline, and it feels like it's more fragmented than ever.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It feels like there isn't a bigger picture out there that we're connecting to, and I think that's part of that interconnectedness has been lacking.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened in Phase 4 that, I guess in Phase 4 introduced a lot of characters.
It was
It's
the
an
introduction of the
introduction.
TV
It was-
shows. Like we start with Black Widow, we have Shang-Chi, Eternals, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness. I think was a turning point. Love
I
and
don't-
Thunder.
But
And,
I don't know if any of them pushed the overall story.
because this is where we got all the
Yeah, but like I said, it's because they're introducing new characters. Shang-Chi, Eternals. What else? What else? Yeah.
I mean, the rest of them are
Yeah,
just
and then-
sequels.
So
I
I
thi-
still don't. Yeah, I think it's the later movies, whatever phase. I guess we're in Phase 5 right now.
Yeah.
That started to push the next.
When they first
Plot.
those first couple of movies that dropped, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, you mentioned Eternals, it was like a mixed bag.
Yeah, because I enjoyed Black Widow. I thought Shang-Chi was excellent, and then I saw Eternals and like Marvel hasn't. Marvel took it out. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they made a bad movie.
But I also think we went in the mindset with Black Widow and Shang-Chi that it was leading somewhere. Like we were building a new Avengers with Shang-Chi. We were ending a chapter with Black Widow. I know a lot of people don't really like the Black Widow film, and maybe I overestimated it myself at the time because of where we were, like starved for content, hadn't been to a movie, in a theater for a long time. But like Shang-Chi, I like the story. I like the characters. Where have they been?
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think like having them connected, like having Abomination and Wong
Mm-hmm.
in them, and like those characters were in and out of a couple of projects. I think like She-Hulk as well.
Yeah.
And where did that lead? Like
Yeah.
we got Multiverse of Madness, and that didn't touch on it.
What you're doing is that they're collabing with other superheroes.
Yeah.
Because now they know each other, but they're not progressing the story.
Yeah.
Because you see that in Spider-Man No Way Home. You get me?
Mhm.
It ends the Spider-Man trilogy and it starts a new one, but does it progress the overall story?
Yeah, I don't think it
No,
does. Right.
What does Thor: Love and Thunder progress?
It's a standalone film.
Mm.
If anything, it reboots the series for like the second time.
Yeah.
Like a change of pace, a change of tone, a new direction.
I think the shows is where it's where they started pushing the plot, right? A little by little, maybe.
I don't even know if that's true.
Low-key.
WandaVision worked
WandaVision
well
and-
with
WandaVision, yes.
Loki.
WandaVision feels important, and like
Loki.
it ended up setting up. And Loki
That's
seems,
pretty
even though
much
that's the thing. I honestly have my doubts, and like I said, wait, did I even mention? I mentioned why we're at a turning point. We're recording the day before.
Oh yeah,
The finale for Loki and the release of the Marvels, which we'll talk about, in a bit. But those projects are both out by the time you're listening or watching this, and it feels like they've really got to hit a 1-2 punch with this if they're going to steer in a better direction.
Yeah.
But getting back to the point, even Loki feels super important, but we still have to wait for it to connect. It's setting up our future, but I don't know when we're going to see the fruits of that. I mean, maybe we're going to see it the same day, when Loki finishes in the Marvels. There's a bunch of leaks about what's in the Marvels. I don't know if you've seen that stuff.
No.
I've tried to avoid them. I mean, I know they're basically pushing and marketing cameos, crossovers, important story progression because they're trying to,
Like in the trailers?
Yeah, in the trailers
No,
this
'cause
week,
it-
on
'cause
release week.
They're realizing that no one wants
That
to watch
no one's
this
going to
movie.
watch it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think you said it was projected to make about
70 million, 80 million.
70 to 85 million opening weekend.
Yeah.
And it's like a $500 million movie, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're looking for, $500 million to make. I think it's like upwards of $300 million that it costs to make it.
Mm,
So,
that's insane, man.
yeah. And
So much relies on this movie now.
Multiverse of Madness, which is a movie that I think a lot of people, including us, were disappointed with, made twice that much,
Yeah.
opening weekend. So they've got an uphill climb. Is there superhero fatigue, you think?
I think with the introductions of the show, there has been superhero fatigue. I do think that it came at a great time because it came out during the pandemic, and what else were you supposed to watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do appreciate the shows that did come out during the pandemic: WandaVision, Loki, Captain America. But like we said, many of them didn't progress the show that much. The story.
Yeah, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Wait, did you even see Secret Invasion recently?
No, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and you shouldn't, really. What a waste of money. And waste, that's another topic, but continue.
So it's nice that they gave us that during the pandemic, but now that we're free and we get to go to movie theaters, I think even they've realized that you don't have to. They even said it. Even Iger has said it. Like we're gonna steer away a little bit from TV.
Yeah. I think that was a plan that they thought would pay bigger dividends than it did. And with the increasing cost of streaming, Disney Plus raised its price twice within the last year, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. So have the other streaming platforms. It sure feels like more and more the consumer has to question whether it's worth having a streaming service for one show at a time. That's really what this has been, a Star Wars show or a Marvel show. One at a time. I think when they talked about superhero fatigue a couple years ago, we were like, No way. This stuff is awesome. We're like, give us more.
Yeah,
Because it was good.
but it was good. Yeah.
But I think that's the other side of that coin. I don't think it's fatigue necessary for the genre, but for the quality that we're getting. Because The Boys, I think, is more popular than ever. Invincible just came back for a second season. You know, there's superhero properties.
Time out. That's coming out weekly, right?
Yeah.
It is coming out weekly,
Oh,
yes.
did not like
there's
that.
about 2. Well, there's only going to be 4. So, like, next week, you'll be able to
No,
watch
there's
them.
only one.
No, yeah.
Oh.
In like about 48 hours, there'll be a second one.
Oh, okay. Because I
And
watched
then-
last week.
And then the last week, you can watch the first 3 going right into that week's 4th
I already
episode.
started it.
Oh, you started it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I guess you got 3 weeks to
Yeah,
go.
this is a show that I.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's only.
So you're right. There isn't superhero fatigue. But like how Gabriel was saying,
They suck.
the quality hasn't been there, so it's kind of been
It's been a mixed bag.
Yeah.
You know? I think some people will say it sucks, but I mean, I like some projects. I think some are okay, and I think some are terrible.
Loki was gonna be my last straw, man. I mean, it still might be. They might fumble the bag at the end tomorrow, but
I've only heard great things from you.
because
And
it's been great.
Even then,
enjoyed-
mixed reviews by audiences, by critics, probably because of MCU fatigue. You know,
Yeah.
the judgment. I know there's been a lot of criticism for the multiverse, and I'm one of those critics that it makes things a little complicated and messy, but I don't think that bleeds into this show. I think this show handles it very well.
I don't think they're honing into the strengths, so they're using them correctly. Like Link was saying, man, Link's master plan. Go
Did I-
ahead, say it.
Here's my master plan, right? But it all depends. Because I was thinking about this. When did they do this retreat in Palm Springs?
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Because they said they did it last. It seemed like it came out it
Yeah.
last year, right?
Mhm.
And earlier in
I think it was upon recent, the recent allegations,
with Jonathan Majors, which is
Jonathan
another
Majors.
thing that we'll talk
which
about.
is like a few months old.
Yeah, but when did they release that? I think it was maybe during the summer when they released like their master plan.
I think it's during the summer, right before that. I think.
Was it last year?
No, the master plan.
Yeah.
That included the
They,
Kang Dynasty.
yeah,
they
exactly.
released.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
that was last year.
That was last year, right?
Yeah.
When did they get the rights to the Fox characters?
They had them.
Yeah, they had them already.
Those things are in their
Okay.
plans.
Remember, we were waiting for them to announce stuff,
yeah.
and the only thing they announced really was Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And then when Miss Marvel happened earlier this year, they hinted at mutants.
Mutants. Yeah, I think so my master plan is this. You got the X-Men, you got the Fantastic Four. I understand that you're not going to get Tony Stark forever. You're not going to get Chris Evans as Captain America forever. I mean, Steve Rogers is Captain America forever. Let me say that.
Uh-huh.
These actors get tired of paying, doing it, and I mean, unless you pay them more money, which it seems like they want to do, right? You kind of have to move on.
So I mean, I guess we could talk about that right now since you brought it up.
But no.
Oh,
but-
your
yeah,
pitch.
yeah,
I'm
come
sorry.
on. So you got these characters. You got the X-Men. You know how popular the X-Men are.
Uh-huh.
You know how popular Wolverine is. You have the Fantastic Four, which haven't done anything good movie-wise
Ever?
ever. Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Use them. Now that you have them, they should be the ones that should be carrying whatever you have next. Right? I don't care about the Eternals. The Eternals should not be carrying your MCU. Shang-Chi maybe shouldn't be carrying it, but you know what? You did it and it worked, and now I'm okay with that, right?
Okay. It shouldn't be.
It
But you
shouldn't
know
have
what?
been.
But maybe a good
You get me?
idea.
Yeah, because you have you're using all these characters that people don't know well, and then you have this closet full of toys that you're hiding. For some reason, you're gonna push them up.
Because they're milking it.
For some reason, you're trying to get them until 2026. That's when you want to
Yeah,
finally play with them. 2032, when no one's gonna want to watch your
You may not have
stuff.
much of a fan base.
Exactly. So you rely on those people now. Hugh Jackman is not getting younger.
That is.
And it's
fair.
like we are gonna have a movie with him,
I mean, yeah, he's coming back.
He's coming back, but
which in and of itself, it's like you have him.
yeah. So use these people, work on them, let them carry the next phase. You get me? You still have a young Spider-Man that can carry it as well. You're introducing new versions of characters. You have Bucky as Winter Soldier. You have Sam as the new Captain America. You can still use those characters, but let the X-Men carry it. Who else are you going to give it to? Let the Fantastic Four carry it. Let's do something awesome with them. You have one of the greatest villains there in Doom. Let that person be your next.
Just Just what they're thinking.
Well,
about.
okay. Well, let's touch on two of those points then.
Yeah.
Because one of them is ironically the opposite of what you're saying.
Yes.
That they're thinking, you know what people loved? Iron Man and Captain America. How many tens of millions of dollars can we give them to come back?
Yeah, throw half the budget at them.
And here's the thing, like, you can't get mad at them for doing that because that's what they do in the comics, right?
Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever in the comics, with the exception of a few deaths, right?
I mean, I think I've grown old enough to see even those be reversed.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, who's really left? I mean, we got Jason Todd. We got Bucky.
Uncle Ben?
I mean, Uncle Ben has come back in like different iterations. I guess you can explain them away, but we've seen him.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Why would you bring back Tony?
Yeah, why would you bring these people
and
back?
Cap?
Honor their death, honor their sacrifice. You have to move on.
The recent thing I heard is that it's almost a lock that Chris Evans will be
gonna come back
in Avengers. I don't know about Robert Downey Jr., but I heard it's almost.
I mean,
a lock
Chris
that
Evans, because what? Like, he's just been traveling around with his stones.
Yeah,
they'll probably just explain it that way.
That's true. I mean, he's alive. It's not like
he's
died.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
The actor is young. You can still do stuff with him. I understand Robert Downey Jr. He's in his 50s, almost 60 maybe.
And it's probably the highest paid one.
Yeah, he's gonna cost you like $50 million.
Plus back end.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then your other suggestion, pivot away from Kang. We've kind of avoided talking about
Jonathan
Majors, any legal issues, series of allegations, a court hearing, I believe at the end of November.
Yeah.
To address those. And Marvel's kind of freaking out. They didn't know if they were going to put out Loki. They decided, it had to be over the summer because they decided recently, we're going to push forward with Loki. There's no way to pull him out of Loki. He's a major factor in it.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
So, pivoting away from Kang for Avengers, the Kang Dynasty.
I don't even think you have to pivot.
Just
recast them. We did it for Terrence
Howard.
Howard.
There's so much stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff. Why would you go in another direction? You had all this buildup.
Yeah.
Although I do think you should change some stuff. Like having a billion Jonathan Majors.
But here's the thing. There was a billion Jonathan Majors. Is it not going to be lame if then the big bad is not Jonathan Majors?
If you change your face, I can explain that. I will be more upset if Kang just amounts to nothing.
So
yeah. Recast him.
So you think get some other guy to come in and kill all the Jonathan Major Kangs?
I already got the perfect guy to do it.
Who is it?
Denzel Washington.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's fine.
If you get Denzel?
You want quality acting like Jonathan Major's been giving? You get Denzel.
Actually, he's been in talks, right, for a Marvel role recently.
Why not?
I haven't heard that.
Oh.
You think that star power sells movies?
I'm so out of the loop with Marvel.
You think star power sells movies? Ooh, better than
Macbeth himself?
The
himself,
Equalizer, right? The Equalizer.
The Sequelizer.
The Prequelizer.
The Trequalizer. Equalizer, not a tree.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you can recast them, no problem whatsoever.
But the fans aren't the only ones that were fatigued. Oh, well, so you mentioned the Doctor Doom. They were thinking about pivoting to Doctor Doom. Would you actually like that though?
If they pivoted?
Yeah.
Instead of, I think if you've already planned this much and you've invested all this money, at least recast and finish the story.
So do Kang Dynasty, but then do like Doom for Secret Wars?
Do Doom for something.
Well, they have another Avengers movie, Secret Wars.
Yeah, do something, but don't. Man, I just feel like they're holding on to that, thinking that they're gonna have their fans available. I mean, still interested in the future when they might not be.
This has been an age-old issue in pro wrestling. Long-term storytelling. Do you get the payoff now? Do you hold it off? But if you hold it off too long, the fans aren't there to see the final chapter. So I think Marvel finds themselves in a similar situation. But the fans aren't the only ones fatigued. One of the big issues that arose in the last year was the fatigue for the employees, particularly the visual effects.
Visual arts, yeah, they had to unionize.
Yep, and they finally did pass. They didn't strike, but they unionized. And I think we saw those long hours and low pay, and most importantly, not for them, but in regards to the final product, you see the time crunch and how the visual effects on the past couple of TV shows have not been what was expected. And Quantumania, actually.
Garbage.
Yeah. What do you have? What insight do you have regarding that? The visual effects, the time crunches, and how it affects the final product.
I mean, I got all my information from Danny.
Okay.
From Dan the man.
So
I just remember him like just obviously posting a lot of links because he is
a visual artist.
yeah, and obviously like that's something that speaks to him and something that he's passionate about. And I'm like about if as long as like if you're gonna do a good job, like get paid fairly, get compensated
Mm-hmm.
fairly. But when you are being asked to meet unreasonable demands within a certain amount of time crunch, which is what a lot of these projects were having, like for She-Hulk, I know that they had to but a lot of it is reshoots and they had to change things.
Well, it's also rewrites, which we had the writers go on strike earlier this year.
Because I mean, one of the things in the article was saying that there were so many projects Feige couldn't get to because the mainstay of the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for the past 10 years was like oversight, by a group and mainly Kevin Feige being able to go in, look at the story, see how it relates, see how it connects, and make changes and pivot when necessary. There's too many things for him to overlook. The kingdom is too big. And, the quality has severely suffered from that. Although there are certain like aspects where it's like, he isn't infallible. He isn't perfect. And, one of those things is, I mean, it's a rumor. I don't know if it was ever confirmed or not, was that he was kind of the brainchild for that finale in Secret Invasion. Of the fight between like that final fight.
Oh, to try to save the show by having that big.
Can we
final
spoil
fight?
it? Because I don't know what happened.
That was
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Yeah,
that's
I'm not
fine.
gonna watch
Let's
it.
go ahead. We're gonna spoil it because it's been literally
don't watch
months.
it. You'll throw up.
Let me know what it was, homies.
You know what? And that's a new low because that's alarming. Me, maybe even 6 months ago, but definitely a year ago, 3 years ago, would never say something like what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Don't even bother watching the show.
Yeah.
It's not important. Skip it. It was a waste of my time, and I regret investing it. And it's only a couple of hours over several weeks, but it was literal garbage.
Mm.
And my heart goes out to the writers and the visual effects artists and the actors and all the great work that they attempted to do there. But whatever that final product came out as is one of the most abysmal television shows of 2023.
Like if
Tell me what happened.
Eternals is the worst Marvel movie, Secret Invasion is the worst.
I would rather
television
rewatch
show.
Eternals than
Yeah,
rewatch
it's
Secret
not as
Invasion.
long.
So what happens in this?
And even then,
It's almost as long.
and even then,
What happens in this?
what's
end
her
of the
name? Okay,
season.
so the bad guy, who is actually a fantastic actor, the villain.
The guy from Barbie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ryan Gosling?
No.
No.
I don't know his name. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, go
Will
check
Ferrell.
it.
Explain,
Go
explain what
Will
happens.
Ferrell.
Explain what happens.
Oh, like at the end?
Yeah.
So nothing happens on the show. But, so I can sum up like, what was it, 6 episodes? So
Ben Mendelsohn dies.
yeah.
Maria Hill dies.
Yeah.
What? They kill Robin Sparkles?
Yeah,
For no reason.
Robin Sparkles dies at the end of the
First
Wait,
episode.
wasn't she dead already?
of the pilot. No, she just got missing. She got dusted and we haven't seen her again.
Oh, so
right?
now she coming back and
Yeah.
they killed her?
Yeah, so she came back and they had like the first episode and they killed her for dramatic like there's real stakes here, guys.
Mm.
But then there's no real stakes for the rest of the show. So, long story short, War Machine, Rhodey, is basically, I'm a mustache twirling bad guy. Clearly a Skrull. They drag that out for like 2 episodes. Reveal that he's a Skrull. You're
Still
thinking,
same actor.
Yeah,
It's not Terrence Howard.
No, it's not Terrence
Okay.
Howard. That's what he should have turned into. Terrence Howard,
Howard,
right? That
yeah.
would have been amazing. But so you're thinking it's gonna be like the comic book series Secret Invasion, or like a show like Battlestar Galactica, or a spy thriller where who's the traitor, who's the alien. It's nothing like that. There are no red herrings. There is no suspense. It's just a lot of expository dialogue, week after week after week. Long story short, Nick Fury pretends to be weak because he's dying or something.
Also, he's married to a Skrull.
Oh yeah, he's married to a Skrull. That's right. He has a long-term relationship with a Skrull that we never knew about
Is she purple?
this entire time.
She's
Skrulls are
green.
green. They're
They
not
bleed
purple.
purple.
Hey. Samuel Jackson has a way of turning green things purple.
That's
Anyways,
True.
Gravik is
Gravik is the bad guy. He's just like an eco terrorist. I don't know why I said eco because he has nothing to do with the
Oh,
He's
he's a
just a
communist.
terrorist.
He's a communist
He's a
guy in
regular
Peaky
terrorist.
Blinders.
he is
Ah,
he's
yeah.
Colonel Ben Younger.
In Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, he's the boyfriend.
Yeah, isn't he a communist?
No,
Everyone's a communist.
no, he's not a communist.
that's
he's like
Oppenheimer.
looking for the communist.
You're getting confused with Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay.
But anyways,
Yeah, that's the.
he's
Peaky
having a moment too. He's gonna be.
That's Peaky Blinders' brother-in-law
yes,
Yes.
or his sister's baby daddy.
correct.
Yeah, correct.
He was in Barbie. He's gonna be in the Bob Marley movie as Bob Marley.
Oh, okay. That might.
He's
be
having his
good.
little Jonathan Majors moment.
Mm.
Oh, you don't want to have a little Jonathan
What's
Rangers
his-
moment.
What's
So-
this guy's name?
Kingsley Benadir.
Be careful. I'm warning you.
I
I'm warning
think-
you. Hollywood's hard,
I
and we
think
know what's
that-
harder than Hollywood. People. So be careful. Don't screw up. Don't yuck up.
So really quick, the finale.
I think-
the big.
You know, erase Secret Invasion and just cast this guy as king.
Oh, that's a possibility.
Mm.
Really quick, just tell. So what did Feige do?
Bro,
Yeah.
anyways, so this guy basically his master plan is like obviously he would I have to fight the Avengers. Apparently Nick Fury had all the Avengers like DNA sampled like and hidden somewhere. Gravik gets his hands
I'm really
on
glad
it.
you
he's
can.
Batman?
Yeah, I'm really glad you can explain this because you pitched it to me and I was like, I don't even remember what happened on the show. Go ahead.
Gravik gets his hands on it. Basically has been terrorized. I mean, not terrorized. Basically gets these scientists to like
Clone.
integrate his DNA with the Avengers DNA so that he
You
has
frisky
all of the
dingo.
Avengers powers.
Yeah, he's the Super Skrull, but like not all the
Even-
powers of the Fantastic Four. The powers of literally everyone.
Even Black
we've
Widow's
ever met.
power.
I think
Sure,
so.
the flips, the
Yeah,
rolls.
the pirouettes.
So then he gets
booty.
he gets the power, but then not Ben Kingsley.
Oh, the Mandarin's in this.
He has his power too.
Ben Mendelsohn's daughter, which is like I want
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi Kira
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke.
Her character also like sneaks into the machine that transforms the scroll. So then she gets the powers, and they have this like
Super Skrull versus Super Skrull.
yeah, basically
Super
where they
power
just they show off Thor. Was it like Thor's powers?
Everybody. Well, you've
Hulk,
seen
like,
the meme
One
where
turns
like,
into like Hulk hands.
where like Emilia Clarke has Drax's arm.
Oh yeah,
No, I
Drax
haven't seen
arm.
What, you haven't
Haven't
seen
seen
that,
that.
dude?
Oh. Yeah. So
Honestly.
they take turns like turning into like doing like rock paper scissors with all the Marvel cinematic.
That's literally
Oh
what
my
it is.
goodness.
Like he turns into a Flora giant. Like
This has potential. I can
like
see why
Groot.
if I.
yeah, he was just basically like, this show sucks. Let's do a giant superhero battle at the end.
This is 3 minutes long. Okay.
Oh yeah, they also killed Ben Mendelsohn's character along the way,
For real,
Okay.
bro. Like they killed Talos, and I'm like, huh?
and it was so like it just happened that I was like, oh, he's not really dead, and then the show just finished, and yes, he was actually really dead.
Oh.
And then they just like decimate this entire town.
Hey, wait a minute.
For those
Oh,
listening,
whoa! That wasn't.
She was.
Link is literally just watching the final fight from Secret Invasion now.
Honestly, it's on YouTube.
Oh, does she
It's
have?
just
Wait,
this
was
fight.
that Shang-Chi's fist? And oh, I wonder what she does with that arm. It's so much stronger than the other.
And so they just.
Oh, he becomes Groot.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, what is that? Silver.
I think that's one
so-
of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe.
What is that, bro?
I don't even know, man.
Isn't
And then
that-
telekinetic powers. They turn
isn't
into
that
Miss
Iceman?
Marvel. They fight. Which also doesn't make any sense to me because it's like this. She doesn't die. She's still alive. So is she the most OP being
yeah.
in the universe?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Emilia Clarke is now the most powerful character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I mean,
We've gone on a real tangent here.
jeez.
But
She
anyways,
is
but
beautiful.
that, but that's
I can see it.
But that's to.
Oh, now she has Hulk's arm.
People say she looks like your
Why is she?
sister.
What? Oh, don't ruin her for me, please.
I mean,
They already did that with Jen Erso.
Oh.
Oh,
they
well,
look a lot. They look very
I know.
similar.
That's why I
Okay.
can't find her
anyways,
attractive.
she kills him.
Is that it?
But anyways, I think it just speaks to the poor quality that show is and that we've gotten from Marvel and the massive headache that they. I mean, one of the quotes from the article was that Marvel are seriously effed with the Jonathan Majors issue.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, I think they went to the judge to not go to trial. The judge denied that motion, and they're going to
Mm.
trial. So I think it's at the end of this month
November, yeah.
that they're gonna go.
But I don't understand why they're effed. Like, just recast. That's it. You know what? The fans will understand that this guy screwed up. And
I
there's
don't
nothing you
think
can
I don't
do.
think they want to recast. There's a reason why the rumors are to pivot, and I think it's a poor
it
decision.
really-
There has to be something. There
is
has to
it
be a
really-
reason that we're not seeing. Because I don't
No,
understand
because
why you
it's-
just can't recast.
Because they put all their eggs in his basket. We saw 100 of him or 1,000 of him.
Okay, but just
You can easily fix that.
like,
Retcon
just
that really
put
quick.
another
Face,
face. Like
yeah.
we got Don Cheadle.
What's coming?
Yeah.
What's coming up that might have him in it? Like they haven't started working on Kang Dynasty,
I have no idea.
right? What's even on the slate?
I
Remember
have
we used to be excited
no
about every
idea.
little thing that was coming.
I think
out?
what's coming on that hasn't been on it is that trial. He's
So we have.
They should put that on.
Okay,
the
so we
he
have-
put that on Disney Plus.
So we don't have
the
another
trial
Marvel.
of Jonathan Majors.
We don't have another Marvel movie
MCU disassembled.
The next Marvel movie is
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
in May, and then Captain America.
That movie doesn't even feel real, by
and
the
then
way.
Thunderbolt, and then
You know,
Blade.
no, but some of these movies are probably going to get pushed back.
Yeah,
right.
Blade.
Blade's definitely gonna get pushed
No.
back. Oh no, yeah, Deadpool's gonna get pushed back because it's not even done.
It's not even done. Yeah,
Yeah.
aren't we still on a strike?
Yeah, the actors are still on a strike. Right?
Not the writers anymore.
No, but the Screen Actors Guild.
The next show that we're gonna get is supposedly What If at the end of this year.
Oh, no, I think that's locked. It's happening. And Echo in January.
Echo in January. Agatha.
A Coven
Why?
of Chaos. I have no idea.
Yeah. Why? What's
They
the point of
changed-
that?
They changed the.
Oh
title.
yeah, it was
It's
Dark
Dark
Hole
Hole Diaries.
Dark
now.
Hole Diaries.
DD.
There's wait, it's Dark Hole Diaries now? I don't think that's real.
Yeah.
It's like the evil version of Princess Diaries.
Okay, it's had 3 names. What were they?
The Coven, right?
Coven
The-
of Chaos. Agatha, House of Harkness.
Are you serious? That's what it was called?
Yeah, House of Harkness. I think it launched with House of Harkness, then Coven of Chaos. It was turned, and now it's Dark Hole Diaries. But I heard rumors that the show might have a different name every episode, cause like WandaVision, it'll have different themes.
Oh man, marketing's gonna be a pain in the butt all the time, every week.
Yeah, so we'll see what.
Aubrey Plaza's in it?
Yeah,
You know what? You got
Maybe
me.
We should give this a
Feige,
chance.
you got me.
now I'm gonna be disappointed because if she's not the Shadow King from Legion, then what are we even doing here?
This is what you got to do. Now that Star-Lord is on Earth,
Watch Legion, by the way. She was a great villain in it.
now that Star-Lord's on Earth, give me that Burt Macklin FBI and Janet Snakehold connection.
So
And
you're
then-
saying, yeah.
But then after Agatha, we have the show that I think everyone's waiting for,
I'm waiting for this shoe to drop.
Daredevil.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a joke. It
That's
sounded
just so far. I don't think. It's, I
don't
don't
know.
think it exists.
I
I don't
don't-
think
that
it's
show
gonna happen.
doesn't exist actually because they're going right back to
Yeah.
square
I
one.
will say, Echo. The trailer for Echo.
haven't even seen
it
it.
looked good. So we'll see.
Listen, I'm not gonna put my hopes in anything.
Listen, that trailer was gruesome, and not to say like I need gruesome content, but like it's
It's a good direction.
it is
for
something that I didn't
property.
expect Marvel to step into.
You guys heard that?
And I just saw like someone get shot in the face in the first.
You heard that Blade's gonna be rated R?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. They're moving into the mature content. Hopefully,
They're
Daredevil
like
as well.
on the
Daredevil,
edge of
yeah.
development hell, dude.
I
Because
mean, you kind of have to too if you're gonna give us a Deadpool.
Yeah, but see, what I'm worried. Listen, I'm optimistic that those are good decisions. But what I'm worried about is that it seems like they're desperation tactics because, like you said, Blade has been in developmental hell. There was even the Variety article addresses
like
the idea,
three directors. And
Yeah,
it's
it-
crazy.
Multiple writers.
and that it eventually became a female-led narrative where Blade was
That
in
was crazy.
the fourth lead.
That was crazy.
Like it was about them, and Blade was kind of just in the movie.
But who are these females?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what were these people smoking when they were writing these movies? Like,
You got Mahershala Ali, and he's a fourth important person in this show.
Well, that's
in
the
movie?
thing. I think Mahershala Ali has the power to like veto those things, which is why.
Which,
This is why
thank
it's taken.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mahershala, you're a real one.
but now they're gonna
MVP.
budget it at $100 million.
which it might be the smart move.
It might be.
You don't
I
have to
think-
make it big.
No, man. I think that know.
Daredevil it.
I think the issue is a lot like they have to find ways to spend this money, and I'm sure they can find ways to spend the money. But I think quality suffers. I don't think they spend enough time fleshing out stories, and I think they're just like, how can we make this bigger? How can we make this, flashy? How can we get our money's worth?
Mahershala Ali is such a great actor. He will literally become a vampire for this.
Like, I know obviously you can't compare because of inflation through the years, but for example, the best Blade movie is probably the first Blade movie, and I think the budget for that was $45 million. You know, so if you 100% double that for inflation, you could still get a pretty good Blade movie. It doesn't take a lot, and you have the perfect Blade.
Bro,
I think
you have the perfect Blade since Wesley Snipes. Because I love Wesley Snipes as Blade.
Better.
And,
I mean, he's a better actor.
Better actor for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
I do think he's a little bit on the older side, but it's
Eh.
okay. Yeah, whatever.
We'll make it work.
Just keep it small.
I forgot he was in Eternals, wasn't he? Or his voice was.
His voice was in Eternals. Just
Who?
keep it. Blade.
Mahershala Ali.
Oh, I thought Wesley Snipes. I was like, who he was?
I wouldn't be surprised if they
just got Wesley.
multiverse
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
No, keep him small. Keep it small. Do like Daredevil. Keep it small like that. Like what was that show that they did with all of them combined?
Not Expendables.
They went against the hand.
Not the replacements.
We don't have to talk about it, but the fact that there was like a fifth Expendables movie that just came out.
And no one
right? I
watched?
think it was the fourth one.
Five? Okay, four.
No,
Four.
I think it was the fourth one.
What was it?
You want to watch it?
No. I heard a rumor Van Damme might come back for a fifth one though.
Oh, you
I
got
thought he
him.
died
I
like
think
twice.
he has a twin brother.
And is it him
Okay,
himself?
that might
Is
be
it
better.
Is it John Claude Van Johnson?
That
Yes.
might be better.
What was I gonna say? Just keep it small like they did with Daredevil and Punisher and Jessica Jones. That's
Yeah.
all you have to do. No,
Mhm.
not all movies have to destroy New York. I'm tired of that. Plenty people that live in New York. What if you're in the MC? If you live in this,
Why does
universe,
anyone live
you
in
live
New York?
Yeah, bro, get out of there. That's why rent is so expensive because they're constantly rebuilding.
Well, they have Michael Keaton to do it. So
That's
Also,
true.
we talked about Victoria Alonso getting fired.
No, we
was
did
that,
not
Was
talk
that off
about
the air?
yeah, well, that was off the air. So we talked about somebody having to.
Who is this
pay for
Victoria
these-
Alonso?
Gabe.
Started off.
Okay, so she's a longtime producer in Hollywood, and she was in charge of post-production, visual effects, and animation.
Mm.
That was her official title
For the all the
for
Marvel?
everything, for the movies, which
movies.
then became also the TV show
Yeah.
as part of her job. We see this a lot in industries. You're doing great at this job. Now you have to do 200% of the job now, but you're still the only one in charge. So she got fired under the grounds that she
Executive produce.
broke her contract when
She broke her
executive produced-
non-compete.
Yeah, for Argentina 1985. Did you get to see that, by the way?
No, actually, it's on my list. I need to
Okay,
watch
yeah,
that.
because that seems right up your alley, Gabe.
Yeah.
So
It's about soccer.
It has something to do
yeah,
with it.
there's overlap there.
Yeah.
So this was a great film. Critically, it was lauded, and did it win the Oscar? No, but it was up for an Oscar, and she, did the whole press for everything, and
She executive produced it. So
she executive produced it, right? And then she did all the press work for it that got in the way of her doing her job, allegedly, right? And that was the grounds that they fired her. But there's some dispute there whether she was the fall guy, so to
the
speak.
scapegoat.
Yep. For
How does she look, Gabriel?
all of these things. Why is that important?
I've never actually seen her.
Yeah, me
I've seen her name so many times.
I've seen her name so many times throughout the
That's
years.
Kathleen Kennedy.
That's not I don't think you can say that. I don't think you just say
That's not Kathleen Kennedy.
You can't just say every female producer is the same woman.
What does that look like, Gabriel? Now,
I can't
now-
say.
No.
now
Notice the
Google
pause.
Kathleen Kennedy.
She does not look like Kathleen.
She doesn't look
Kennedy.
anything like Kathleen
Bruh.
Kennedy. I'm looking at her right now.
Google
She's
Kathleen.
just Argentinian lady.
Is she Argentinian?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why
okay.
she was pushing it so hard. It's a passion project. It's
Oh.
something that she cared about.
Ah, she sacrificed her job for it. That's cool.
I mean, if the ship's going down, what do we
Yeah.
get off?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Yeah, she almost won an Oscar.
Kathleen Kennedy. This.
But
She
you
doesn't
know,
look like Kathleen Kennedy. I know what she looks like.
I don't know. Yeah, we all know
I
what
need
Kathleen
to
Kennedy looks
either
like.
be wrong or right.
You're wrong.
She doesn't
Oh,
look like her.
She
She's
does
just
not
a.
look. Yeah.
Maybe you're thinking of Lauren Schuler Donner.
I think so.
You don't even know who
Who?
that is.
I was just saying you.
She was the Fox Marvel movie, specifically the X-Men, the widow, I believe, of Richard Donner, who directed the Superman films with Christopher Reeves, and she's also a famous. She's produced Logan and the Wolverine, which are some of the best
Okay.
Fox movies.
Get her back.
They got someone. They were trying to get someone from Logan. right?
Yeah, the writer.
The writer.
The writer of Logan
Is the writer for
Blade now.
Blade, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we're excited for.
Yeah, I think
Sounds
that's a good
good.
choice. Obviously, the directing behind Logan is a big part of Logan's success, but the script is good.
James Mangold.
He fights another-
James Mangold. Did you like Indiana Jones?
I did not appreciate Indiana Jones as much as
That
I
was
thought
fine.
I would. It was very long.
That was better than Kingdom's.
Yeah, it was definitely better than Crystal Skull, but
Like at least we can end it on that.
I'm a big fan of James Mangold's films, so it's probably my least.
What has he done?
Let's hope
other
that
than Logan.
let's hope that Star Wars movie is good.
Walk the Line,
Oh, didn't watch that. I watched a parody of it though.
Dewey Cox.
Yeah, that movie's great.
Yeah, he's never seen.
You've
Walk the
never seen Walk the Line?
I've seen Dewey Cox. I saw the better movie.
Line. Walk the Line is amazing, by the way.
So is Dewey Cox.
I'll give you that. The Wolverine, Logan. I'm missing one.
He did the Wolverine.
Oh yeah, he
What
did.
didn't
the
that one
Wolverine.
suck?
No, the third act is a little messy, but so is Logan.
So is Spider-Man 2.
That's the writing though, mostly.
Oh, I really enjoyed Logan.
I really enjoyed the Wolverine.
I've never seen the Wolverine.
not Wolverine, not X-Men Origins Wolverine.
This is the one in Japan,
The
right?
one in Japan, right?
Yeah, the one in Japan, right? Especially if you watch like the rated R cut. It's like a samurai
Oh.
film. There's like blood everywhere. And, yeah.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah. So he has 310 to Yuma.
Yep.
And there's a
You already got me there.
I haven't seen that movie. I
Identity. Oh, he did Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford
Oh
versus
yes,
Ferrari.
that movie was
Yes.
fantastic.
So he's great. He's great.
And he's going to do that Star Wars movie.
Which sounds like a good pitch. But the point is,
She got fired as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
yeah,
Supposedly
blamed her.
supposedly. That's what-
So all the crap that's been going on with Marvel, apparently we're supposed to blame Victoria Alonso. I don't think I'm going to,
I'm gonna blame.
but
yeah,
that's
I'll
what
wait
they
and
want us
see.
to do.
I'm gonna blame Kathleen Kennedy.
But there are bright spots there. Although some might take the positives and also paint them as negatives. For example, the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing.
And the fact that the person that made those movies
Is
is now in
your
DC.
your biggest competition,
Yeah.
which is exciting because if he's as good as he was in Marvel, then Marvel has to bring their A game, right?
I mean, he was already good in DC. I mean, Peacemaker is great.
Oh, that's
and
true.
Suicide Squad's pretty good.
yeah.
It's like a classic WWE versus AEW.
AEW, exactly. They both got to, bring their A game now.
Yeah. Well, competition breeds.
Look at that.
Innovation.
You created a monster when you fired him, Disney.
I mean, they kind of did, yeah.
I think for all the things, I think it's like the heights that we reach with the Marvel Cinematic Universe were just so high,
Mm-hmm.
and
The
I don't-
bubble has to burst,
Yeah,
right?
you're
and
never
yeah,
gonna
and I
reach
don't
that high
I don't
again.
think we're ever gonna replicate that,
Yeah.
especially like because I think it's just it's a moment in time, man. It's like based on where we are in life and how we keep
Yeah,
aging and how we keep like growing as
Mhm.
people. I don't think I'm ever gonna be in that
that's beautiful.
mindset as what I was, which is something that I appreciate and I love, and that's why I do not want these people to come back.
Yeah.
Like
And
I'm
it's
praying they don't.
it's hard to catch lightning in a bottle like that. For example, I think maybe it for Star Wars means as much to me as, those that saw it in the theater. I mean, I think maybe not, maybe I will never reach those heights, but I feel like it is to me. But for example, I love Back to the Future
Nah, bro.
and Ghostbusters and things like that. But I feel like if you weren't there when it happened, it will never hit. And I think the kids that grew up watching these movies right now, they're going to tell their kids about it.
Yeah.
They're going to make them watch the phase, 1 through 3. And those kids are going to love it, but they're never going to understand just how generationally defining it was.
Yeah.
It's like kids who watch Friends, and Seinfeld now. Like, they might get it, but they won't never truly
No,
get it.
because the hold that the Marvel Cinematic Universe had when it was turning out banger after banger after banger in a cohesive story that was building up to something.
It's art, man.
And you are you are putting and this is like, TV was having its moment, sure, but movies just were everything. That
Marvel
was
was movies.
Yeah, because so TV was on the rise where like we can tell better stories there, but Marvel was that one benchmark that's like you can't do what they're doing on film on television.
Nothing, yeah.
Television's
Yeah.
too small.
like
for
the
it.
reason I go to movies, I mean, not the entire, but like my mindset at the time was the reason that I go to the movie theater is to watch these blockbuster movies.
to be blown
this
away.
is the blockbuster movie, and to be in a room full of people and to just have that initial reaction for that and to have it consistently for years. And that's the thing. I think the gist of it is that
you're marking your calendar around them.
It was building to something, and you could tell that it was building something, and the tension was mounting. And there's so many things where you have this chase, you have this climb, and so many times, like we got a lot of it in TV shows and, you know, some in films too, where a lot of projects do not stick the landing. They fall short. Game of Thrones is one of those things where it's building and building, and it's like taking over the whole world.
We could go on and on like a laundry list.
Exactly. But the phases 1 through 3, with what, like maybe 2 or 3 like films that weren't weak out of what 24, 25, that ends in Infinity War and Endgame. For it to stick the landing like that and blow, like, because yes, we have high expectations, but that blew my mind. And not even just, you know, watching those films, because you can watch those movies back and sure, they're still fun to watch and great to watch, and especially like, you know, in sequence, but you will never be able to replicate the reactions of watching that opening night, or even 2 to 3 weeks after the rewatch. You will never get those heights again.
Nope.
And I think
it's almost like going to a concert, live theater, you know, that you could experience the play later. You can see that artist on TV, but you will never be in that time and place and moment ever again. It only existed in that room for you.
And that is a top, you know, that is a top 3, you know, movie theater experience for me. And to have, I mean, especially like Infinity War, to have like just the contrast, you know, of the depression of Infinity War, like the feeling of loss, to wait an entire year, you know, and that they made you wait an entire year. Like, it's not like I'm gonna give you a quick and easy answer a couple months, like a week or two
later.
This ain't Matrix Reloaded.
We had to wait a literal year. We had to wait a literal year to find out the conclusion of that story and to live with it, and for it to simmer, and for us to have so many burning questions to find out what happened. And even then, we got the epic conclusion that merited that form of storytelling. And I'll never forget that, because I remember we had a soccer championship the other night. We won it. I was like, I didn't care if this went to extra time. I'm not missing this movie. Like, I remember when the trailers dropped.
We quit.
Seriously. And the thing is, like, this is when I bought like most of that movie theater for like me and my friends. And I was like, I told everyone, I was like, I've won this enough. I'll go. I don't really care. But, you know, thankfully we won. And then I remember everyone just that wasn't at the game, like, went straight to the movie theater. We like took showers and just like went over, and people dressed up, and the movie theater was buzzing. And this was in, you know, in Tennessee. Like, the movie theaters aren't as big over there as they are, like, you know, down here and stuff like that. But it was still like an event. And I'll probably show you guys. You've probably seen it. There's this picture of me and all of my friends. It was like a group of like 20, 25 people that just like were there for that moment, and to be able to like, you know, experience that with them and talk about it, you know, for days on and after, is something that will never happen again. And I think that Marvel needs to, because you know, they've done it before. I think they need to find their new direction. I think they need to stick to it. I think they need to go back to the drawing board and, you know, try and navigate what's already on the slate, because I know that they have a lot of things on there, but I think that they gotta, you know, traverse. And it's gonna be, I think the competition of DC will hopefully enable them to compete, because I hope they don't take the DC route like the DCU was, like trying to like jam pack, you know, that like head start, like trying to do the same thing Marvel's doing with in like half the time, because it made for poor quality. And I feel like, unfortunately, that is the way that Marvel's been trending, in that like lack of quality that we've seen before from, you know, the DCU. And I mean, I have high hopes for the new DCU with James Gunn, so we'll see what happens. That's all I got.
You know, I don't think I really knew what the problem was when we started this episode, but I think I might have found the MacGuffin of it. I think it's identity. I think that Marvel needs to remember who they are. What was it that resonated with audiences what was that shared experience? Because I think they're lost. And I think that the Marvel Cinematic Universe, maybe even Marvel as a company, and this giant conglomerate owned by another giant conglomerate, owned by another giant conglomerate that has to sell box office tickets and be profitable with their streaming service and merchandising. And how is that pivoting to getting people to buy their overpriced annual passes to their theme parks? And I think that profit has supplemented passion. And I don't believe that Kevin Feige cares less about it. Maybe he does. I don't know him, right? But I would assume he's still passionate about what he does. I'm sure the writers and visual effects artists and directors and actors are all passionate, but you can only be passionate about so much, right?
Yeah, no one wants to turn in crap,
Yeah.
but you know, when you have to like meet impossible deadlines, it's like you have to turn in something.
And you can only stretch yourself so thin. So I think they have to remember who they are at the center of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that doesn't mean Tony, Cap,
Yeah.
you know? It means,
These other characters.
yeah, it means what made Tony, Cap, Black Widow, Hawkeye, what made them household names? What made the Guardians of the Galaxy
Who?
something that resonated, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a tough road ahead.
But we believe in you. You
Yeah.
got this, Feige.
Also, for all you listeners, do some introspection. Find your identity. And if you're lost, go find yourself.